Hey folks, JD here, and today we've got this little guy. This is the SYMA X20, and it really is a small little guy. The battery is totally encased in this, and as for a bit of a change as well, the charging mechanism is just through a micro USB port. It does look as if, though, look at that. There's a little crack at the back there where the moulding is coming apart from the bottom part of the body's coming away from the top. I hope that's not the battery swelling. Oh well, I'm sure we'll find out soon. So all the propellers are already attached. They come attached as standard, likewise as the propeller guards come attached as standard. As I said in the unboxing video, these little landing sprigs here, the little rubber bungs, they are quite fragile, so just be careful when you land them. This guy here, if you can notice, look at him, he's already coming off. So I'm going to try and see if I can put that back on the best I can. There we go. Okay, so in the unboxing I said that these two buttons we'd come and have a little look at on when we come to fly the quadcopter. So let's just have a quick little look at the transmitter. I want to correct a few errors that I said in the unboxing. This button does nothing. This button is factory reset, so it clears all previously known configuration. These two buttons up here, both of them together are automatic landing, and both of them together are automatic takeoff as well. This one is headless mode, and this one is also 360 flip independently. So that is the transmitter. I'm a little bit dubious about this sort of type arrangement, so let's take her up. I hope this is going to work quite well, but before we started I just wanted to go over and just correct a few wrongs that I said in the unboxing. Alright then folks, so let's take her up. Okay, so this particular quadcopter has got quite a few features. It has overcurrent protection, it has low voltage warning, it has altitude hold, headless mode as well. So first of all, we're going to turn her on by holding onto the button there. Next we should have all the lights flashing. And now once again, to turn on and bind the quadcopter to the transmitter, it's just one up and one down until you see a solid green light that once was flashing, and the lights on the quadcopter are solid as well. Alright, so it's a little bit windy here today. For a larger size quadcopter, it shouldn't make a difference. For this guy, I don't know, which is why I've come to this area, which is a lot more enclosed. One other thing I want to mention as well, we've got a floor camera back for this particular flight. Mine actually broke a little while ago, but fortunately a company called Didobuy sent me this little guy, so thanks very much guys for doing that. So if you want to find out more about this company, they're in the description. Links to the website and also links to this particular product. Alright, so let me just set this guy up. Alright, so let's calibrate her first. So both of these little analog sticks, we're just going to push into the right hand corner there and just hold that down for a couple of seconds. Okay, so hopefully now that should be calibrated. So let's use the one key takeoff. Hold these two down and up she goes. Again, likewise with a lot of nanocopters, this thing does sound like a little bag of bees. But to be fair, it's flying pretty well. I'm finding this controller quite strange. Wow, this thing is pretty good. First impressions, it took off really well. Altitude hold is working really well. It flies, yeah, pretty well as well. I do wish that little red light on the front was a camera though. That would be pretty nifty. Okay, let's try this one key landing. So with this, all I'm going to do is just push these two buttons again, and then there we go, it's just landed, as simply as that. And because of the rubber on the feet as well, as I don't know if you noticed, when it came down, it did almost move back slightly, but then it stopped rather than skidding across the floor like we see with a lot of the plastic landing sprigs. Okay, so here we go again, two button takeoff. And up she goes. Ah, perfect. Again, I'm all for my gimmicks. I do like them. I do like the auto takeoff, auto landing features. It does give you one less thing to think about, as long as the landing area is, of course, clear and free. Backwards motion is pretty good as well. Sometimes a lot of nano quadcopters, when you push backwards, they do tend to to struggle a bit, and they do tend to zigzag. I don't know what that is in aid of. I don't know if it's just the blades and the motors having difficulty, but I have noticed it a few times. This guy doesn't seem to be bothered by that at all. If we just go backwards a minute, there we go, look at that, straight backwards, no issues. Now forward. Yes, look at him go. Okay, so let's try putting it into high mode and see how that goes. So high mode is using the left shoulder button. One little click should, there we go, dip the quadcopter a bit, and now she's in high mode. You had 2 beeps from the transmitter as well. And yes, this thing is now cutting through the air. Look at that, really fighting the breeze. So the breeze we have here today is only coming in at about 2.5–3 miles an hour. As you can see, the trees are hardly moving. But for a nanocopter, that is really quite powerful. Look at him go though. This thing really is quick. Okay, let's put it back onto low mode. I don't want to eat through all the battery, and it isn't having any much difficulty in flying on low mode, so I don't really want to be harbouring the flight time. So estimated flight time from this guy is coming in at about 8 minutes according to the manual. So we'll see whether that is the case now when I come to edit, see how much film that we actually have, and if it's different to that, then I will of course report that. So here we go. This guy really is quite fun. On high mode, let's try a couple of flips. Yes, not a problem for this little guy. Not a problem at all. I'm liking the LEDs. I didn't think I would, but I'm liking the way the LEDs work on the body of the quadcopter. Normally, as we see, they're on the shoulders of the propeller arms, but not the case here. And I tell you what, that's actually pretty good. So these beeps you can hear, the 2 beeps signify high mode and the 1 beep signifies low mode, speed-wise. So that's pretty much all I'm doing, is I'm just pushing it into high mode and then back into low mode. Okay, so as with a lot of nanocopters, I like to find out what my emergency stop function is, and pretty much it is just both the analog stick to the left and to the right as well, obviously when you are on the floor there, and both of those at the left and the right position will then turn off the motors. It also has got a feature, as I mentioned at the start of the video. If the blades do become obstructed, then the motors will automatically kick out and they will stop. So that is pretty good. That's pretty good. Again, so I like the fact that even though I'm not really much of a fan of these nanocopters, I find them quite difficult to film, in so much that... Oh no, that's the battery, guys. That's it, it's just turned itself off. I have no automatic takeoff, no features whatsoever. Anyway, I'll carry on saying what I was saying, is that I do find these guys quite difficult to control sometimes, and I'm not really a fan of them as such, but I do like to see that the larger quadcopter features are making their way onto these little guys as well. Alright then, well, unfortunately that was the battery, so let's take her back and let's do a quick verdict. Alright then folks, well this little guy is actually pretty fun. He's not as difficult to control as some of the other nanocopters that we've looked at recently. This guy really does fly through the air with a lot of ease. Mode 1 is a little bit slow, but its movements aren't jerky, they are very, very smooth. Mode 2, on the other hand, is a little bit insane, even for this little guy. This little guy does tend to fly a lot, and at the time when I moved him from low to high mode, he did dip, so there's a lot more power going through these motors in order to ensure that you do get a faster speed. Again, stability wasn't an issue, very, very stable. I do like SYMA copters for that. I think there's only been one SYMA copter I've flown recently which hasn't been that stable, and I was a little bit disappointed with, but on the whole, still a good copter. This little guy, to be honest, if you're looking for a little nanocopter just to experiment with, then this guy is probably going to be it. He comes in at just over £20, which is, you know, it's an absolute steal. I mean, the design is fantastic. I would have preferred this little light to have been a camera, if I'm honest, just because it seems like a bit of wasted space. But that is pretty much my only criticism. Oh no, there is one more. I've lost a rubber bung. So as I said at the beginning, they do come off quite easily, and yes, this one has come off. So there we go folks. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time my friends, happy flying.